I was just trying to save like bandwidth. All right. So I'm gonna send a message and see if they can. I don't know if they can hear us.
I would have them chat if they can hear us.
Okay.
To talk when we're doing the actual webinar?
They should not have voice capability.
Oh, you mean like type chat? Sorry.
Yeah.
Got it. Sorry.
So
My bad.
I just type chatted, "Can you hear us?" to everybody, and I'm waiting to see if I can hear anybody back, or if anybody types back. Or do you guys see that?
Yes.
Okay.
No. All right, Nikki's on. Hi, Nikki. Hi, Dana.
Oh, excellent. That's great. I'm glad everybody can hear us. I feel like wins are happening.
Well, my microphone is muted. That's not helping, but all right.
Okay, so then I think the next thing that we'll try is, so Melanie, you're acting as the presenter. So can you share the PowerPoint presentation, and we'll see if everybody can see that.
Oh. I don't know how to do that.
So let's see.
I thought it was already going to be loaded.
So the way that that's going to work is, that's what I'm wondering. So here's where this is where I'm confused, and I was telling Beth, there's two different kinds of admin. There's the super admin, which is what I am right now, and then you guys are also admins or co-presenters. So I'm wondering if you guys have those capabilities. Hold on one second and let me see if I can walk you through it. All right.
So, Colleen, since you're the one Colleen, can you still hear me? Because I feel like I might be muted.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Since you are the one who's doing this, if you don't mind doing notes about what you're doing to make this work, that makes more sense.
Yeah, I'll take notes.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
For the rest of you, feel free to multitask while we work out some technical issues.
No.
Yes. Or start typing jokes. That might be fun.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Oh, that's something new.
Okay, so can you see the NPN presentation, but you see it as like all this, like, it's sort of like this funky screen thing, right?
Yes, yeah. I do, and it goes like far back in a creepy way.
Okay.
Whoa.
Oh.
So ask the group chat if they're seeing like this sort of, if they're seeing this like effect too.
I think they can hear you, Colleen.
Oh, sorry, guys.
They can't hear each other, but they can hear us.
Can you type and let me know if you see this sort of like psychedelic effect? I don't know how.
Yep, Nikki says yes.
Okay. Okay, so let me see if I can just fix that. Hold on. All right.
Oh, that looks better.
That looks better. Okay.
Can we make it bigger?
I can go into I can put it in presentation mode.
Yep.
The thing is, when I put it in presentation mode, I'm going to lose my control panel. So let's see.
Oh.
So let me present this to everybody. Okay, so can everyone see this PowerPoint presentation that I have up?
We can see it. It's still not full screen.
It's not on full screen. Okay. I guess I can. Okay. Okay. Does that look like you see that in full screen, correct?
No.
Oh, you don't?
Mm-mm.
Hmm.
Melanie, does anybody else see this in full screen?
I still see it as a preview. I see you changing slides.
Yeah. No. Let me do that. So it looks like I need to figure out how to share the PowerPoints. And we're getting that the chat functions are working fine. So I guess that's
Chat
good.
function is fantastic.
Chat function is good. Let's see. What about this one? No, this one is not good.
No.
YouTube. Crikey.
That's actually an interesting note. The first thing that we typed in was, "Can you hear us?" And that remains an admin note at the top that everybody can see.
Because it's the sticky, so I'm going to remove that sticky right now.
Good job. How'd you do that?
I hit the button that said remove sticky.
Ah, I see it. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that's good to know too. What Dana is saying is that there's a delay on the audio.
Okay.
So we should make another note to the presenter that there may be a lag. And so they'll just want to present steadily, and we'll keep an eye on, any chat questions and sort of tally them throughout the presentation, but it may not be exact from a timing perspective.
Okay. Well, and I wonder too if it's just that I'm not typing things as quickly as Dana is noticing them.
Okay.
Yeah, I think because Nikki is saying she doesn't hear the delay that Dana's hearing, and I wonder if it's just that I was noticing things less quickly.
So Dana was saying you are delayed. You're being delayed.
Yes,
Is that
I
right?
personally am delayed, but the PowerPoint presentation is going on without a hitch.
Dana, that is so unlike you. I don't know. I'm gonna have to tinker with it more. There has to be a way to more easily share the PowerPoint stuff.
Are you hitting the screen share button, or what are you hitting? I'm just curious.
Yeah, I'm trying the screen share button, and when I click the screen share button, it gives me some options. It says share your screen, the entire screen, Google plus Hangouts, but when I hit those, I'm not able to. I mean, you guys are seeing the template, but it's just the preview. I mean, it's not the whole.
So do this. Once you go back to screenshot, if you will, for just a second,
You mean screen share?
screen share,
Yeah.
and then get into the presentation,
Yeah.
and then hit presentation mode.
NPN presentation template.
So once you're in that, like once you have it open, hit, there should be all the way.
Like view, I can go to presentation view, correct? Correct.
Correct.
Yeah. So when I do that, and I'm seeing it as presentation view, but you guys aren't. You guys are still seeing it as different, or as.
Do that anyway. Like put it up so that it's in presentation view according to your computer. And I wonder what, like, there's the control room icon. No, I can't do that.
Yeah, so when I go into presentation view, so when I can see it on my screen, I lose my control, like I lose the control icon stuff because it's taking up my whole screen. Let me see. No. So can you guys see that?
Hold on. I don't see anything yet, but give it a second.
Let me see. Okay, so I'm gonna share my screen. I just opted to share my screen with everybody, so you guys can like see me moving something around, right?
No, not yet.
Okay. So I'm gonna in PowerPoint. I have the PowerPoint open. I'm going to view it as slideshow. And can you guys see this as a slideshow?
Not yet, but give it a second.
Okay. Something must not be right. I don't know what it is. I just stopped sharing the screen.
I'm gonna try it from my end.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't see anything.
Nothing?
No.
Okay, let me try one more thing.
Well, you know what? When I push on your screen, yeah, I don't see it.
Okay, hold on. Let me try one more thing.
While they're doing that, Dana wants to test the delay, so everybody type the word puppy. Mine is wet and smelly next to me, so it's, just on my mind. So if you're listening, type the word puppy. Oh, look at that. Nobody typed the word puppy, but I see something that looks like something.
Do you see a presentation?
Yeah. Oh, it went away.
What do you mean it went away?
There was definitely a delay between the time I said puppy and the time Nikki typed it. Just FYI.
Yeah, Melanie, when so I have you clicked So you know, at the bottom of the screen, there's Beth and her family, there's Fiona and I, and then there's you in the middle. I clicked on your box, and I can see the presentation there. You're doing CPS presentation, right?
Correct.
Yeah. Beth, can you see on the bottom of your screen, can you see
Yeah.
Melanie? Yeah, so if you
Yeah,
click on
Melanie.
that box,
Yeah.
so then the presentation comes up. So I
Mm-hmm.
wonder if the registries, if our folks can see that. Ah,
Okay. I'm not going to leave this screen mode that I'm in right now, but if you guys could gather feedback.
okay. So they're saying that they can see CPS slide 101, and so they're seeing what you're putting up there.
Okay, right now I'm on slide how students are selected. Can everybody see that?
Meanwhile, BJ wants us to wants to know if we've tested the polls and the pop-ins. I think pop-ins are people who join without RSVPing originally, is my guess.
Yeah, I don't know about polls and pop-ins. I guess you can start a poll.
We'll get to that in just a minute. Can everybody see the slides? Can
Yep.
everybody see the slide how students are selected? And we're talking
Yeah.
about magnet schools and magnet clusters.
Yep.
And is it in the correct, like, full screen mode that seems logical for a webinar view?
Yes, because it allows the people. Yes, it doesn't look like it's in like preview. And you can also still see the chat happening. So the webinar can be going on and the chat is still visible.
Yep.
Okay. So here's where we're at with it. So tonight I'm playing the role as presenter. So I'm able to share this presentation from my computer. And I think this is probably for the best because it gives me control to switch slides. So now I'm going to talk about magnet open enrollment, acceptance and wait lists, blah,
Mm-hmm.
blah, 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 blah. I'll never do this presentation justice the way that Dee and Amy did. Now I'm going to go forward, selective enrollment elementary schools, C's, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
Is that all timed from like when I'm moving the slides perspective?
Yes.
Okay. So the downside is as presenter, I'm not seeing any chat box features or anything. So
Oh,
Beth, if you're the administrator on the actual night, it's really going to be your job to to make note of the questions and answers as they come in.
How do I then get those to you while you're talking if you can't see them?
Well, I think that, you will also have a voice during this webinar. So the way that I envision this going is Beth will kick off the evening. She will have like a very formal intro script. She will say, thank you everybody for joining us tonight. This is, whatever the name of the session is, presented by our speaker, blah, 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 blah. And then she'll give like very specific directions. If you have a question, please use the chat feature. We will collect your questions. And I think you're just going to need to, we'll need to pause at certain points in the program, or you'll have to give some type of verbal cue to the presenter. Because I just want to try something really quick. Like if I escape out of my...
yeah, we can see your like really anxiety-causing desktop.
Yeah, precisely. So I think we want to give our presenter, I just think we want to have them focused on the PowerPoint in slideshow mode, like this.
Yeah, yeah.
And I think that's actually better because then they won't be distracted by any noise. And I use the term noise loosely, but they won't be distracted by anything that's happening in the background.
There seems to be some weird delay going on though with the audio. Like, I know you can't see this, Melanie, but like Dana said, there's no delay for us, but Said, I think the audio is delayed too. Saw Nikki type the word puppy before I heard Beth even say it. And Meredith saying, I was wondering why Nikki was saying puppy. And then Dana said, right, the audio is delayed, but the chat is in real time.
Well, I think that is going to be just a bandwidth issue.
Oh, okay.
So, I
So that
mean,
may be computer to computer?
I think it's going to vary computer to computer. I mean, what I would recommend is that perhaps the presenter and administrators even be hardwired into a landline if people even have those connection capabilities.
Wow, no, I can't do that anymore.
Yeah, I don't know. But I mean, like if I was the presenter and I lost my connection, that would really suck.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But that's
And so,
something that we should probably also tell the attendees too, just I think as part of the intro, just to let them know that it is possible that the timing may seem off depending on their internet connection and the speed and the bandwidth and all of those factors can potentially delay those things. Does that make sense? Because I just want people to, I don't want people to feel
Yeah.
like it's getting away from one person but not another, and this kind of just explains that as a, from the beginning.
Yeah. Well, it's helpful too that questions aren't going to be asked in real time. So if there is somebody who's seeing the program and it's lagging for them, they, we'll have to wait for questions till the end.
yeah, I suspect it won't be that evident.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Because like Colleen said, like it's not going to be time sensitive things that people are typing necessarily. Like
Yeah.
I remember when we did that positive parenting one, it was just like free form. People were saying, well, what about my 2-year-old? And yeah, that happens to me too. So, I mean, I don't know what we can do about the delay.
I'm not worried about the chat delay. I'm worried about if people aren't hearing what the speaker has to say while she's talking, that's a problem. And I'm not worried about the chat. If the chat gets messed up, that's really that's low. If people don't get their questions in when they want to, that doesn't bother me as much as if Kim can't, if people aren't hearing what she has to say to go along with her slides.
Yeah, I agree. So let's do this. I'm going to back up, and I apologize for using this CPS presentation. It just happens to be what I had on my PowerPoint, in my PowerPoint folder. So what we'll do is Beth will just kind of introduce us. So after tonight, like Beth, if you could draft the intro script that you plan to use, and we can all sort of like help with any of those specific details like the time delay and the chat feature, like any of the technical requirements, I guess, that we're asking for from people. But why don't you go ahead, like introduce us?
Yeah. Hello, everybody, and welcome to NPN's CPS 101 webinar. We're really glad that you could join us tonight. And I'm going to turn this over to Melanie Schlachter, who's going to walk us through how to understand CPS and all of its ins and outs a little bit better.
Thanks so much, Beth. So tonight we're going to cover the following 8 topics. As you can see from the agenda, we have a lot to cover this evening. Given that we are going to be presenting so much thorough information, we'll ask that you please feel free to type any questions that you may have along the way into your chat box. Beth will be collecting those questions, and we'll try to get to as many of those as possible towards the end of the presentation. So the first thing that we're going to talk about tonight is options for knowledge. If I could say it, it would be even easier to talk about it. Blah, 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 blah. The application process begins October 1.
Okay, Melanie, just pause 1 second. So right after Beth finished her intro, I sent a message out asking if they heard Beth's intro. It took about a minute and a half for Nikki to get back, and she wrote, "Hearing Beth's intro now." So I think the delay is, um, oh, but then Dana wrote, when you asked, I was hearing Melanie asking her to do it. So yeah, I guess the delay is like a full 2 minutes.
Okay.
Okay.
And I think that's just good to know. And, Beth, I think it's just going to make your job probably the most difficult, kind of aligning like what you're hearing versus the questions that you're seeing come
It's
in.
just it's fine. It's just a matter of keeping it in mind.
Yep. Yep. So, people will have the chat feature and they'll ask questions that way. We should remind the speaker to just, every few slides, just reminds people to post any questions that they may have in the chat box. And maybe she could even pause at that time and say, maybe Beth, you interject, like, we've had 9 people ask, why their husband is, I don't even know.
Oh, I would love to know what you're gonna say.
What direction it's gonna go. Yeah. I can't wait to hear her presentation. So at any rate, they'll use the chat box, blah, 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 blah. Beth, are you seeing any like hotly asked questions?
Oh, I see. And then Beth will just sort of like chime in stuff that she sees.
Right.
Okay.
If that's appropriate. I mean, we'll kind of feel this out when we do our practice run with Kim.
And I think Kim will be fine with that, and especially if she knows that she can't see the chat that's going on, she's going to want to know what people are asking. And I think that's going to be the easiest way for me to get questions to her is if I actually like interject kind of at the end of her talking about any particular slide and say, this question keeps popping up in the chat. Can we talk about that for a minute? And that way we can also kind of monitor. I'll be able to monitor the time. And make sure that she gets through all of her slides and we get to some of the questions because I'm used to having 90 minutes for a parent university, so this is a half hour less than what I'm used to having. Yeah.
So I think that is perfect. Like we could ask, one way to suggest it might be, maybe she gives like a 5-second pause at a couple of like break points during her presentation, and then that's just a natural spot for Beth to say, even Beth can remind people, please use your chat feature to ask questions, like even if you haven't collected anything that's really meaty.
Well, and I can do that within the chat feature as well. I mean, I can sit there and over and over again say like keep your questions coming and whether. And I would actually want her, I would prefer that she build it in to her presentation, which will be easier on her end because I can't see her and I don't want to cut her off.
Yeah, that's fine.
I'll ask her to kind of build in to her script places where she wants me to kind of shoot out, like, hey, Beth, have you heard are there any great questions that are out there?
And I do think it's more natural to have her controlling the slide deck versus if she were to say, okay, next slide,
right,
every single time. Now we're talking about school tours and open. Thanks, Colleen, for clicking it over. Like that just seems like it could open us up for technical difficulties.
Absolutely. I think if she can control it, that makes the most sense.
Here's another recommendation, and I saw that we have this functionality, but polls during these webinars are awesome. Okay. And I would highly encourage us to do like 2 to 4 poll questions just to get some audience engagement.
So, go ahead.
You know what? We might be able to let the troops go if you think. I don't want to keep them on here.
Yeah, we can let everybody go.
Thank you guys.
Probably have better things to do.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Thank you guys. Be on the lookout for the finished product.
It's so helpful doing this because it helps me understand what the problems are.
Yes.
Melanie, You'll have
If
to walk
you,
me through. You'll have to walk me through how you did that, like how you showed yours.
Okay.
and in terms of polls, really quickly, if I'm
Yep.
going to be screening questions, if you guys want to shoot out like a poll at some point, um, that'll be
Well,
easier.
what we would want to do is we would actually hold on. I'm just like now I'm flipping over to just regular admin. Um, create poll on the fly or make results public at the end of a poll. It looks like there's a couple different ways to build a poll question.
Right.
Um,
You know what we should do? I can ask Kim to come up with like 3 poll questions that
yeah.
go along with certain slides so that, and I'll just have you like come up with 3 or 4 questions, and there's option 1 and option 2, and let us know when we should embed that into the chat feature.
Mm-hmm.
So this goes along with slide X, this goes along with slide Y,
Okay.
that
So
kind of thing.
yeah, exactly. Like what she'll want is she will want the poll question and answers displayed on a slide. And so I create one right now. Do you trust?
Scary.
Can you guys still hear me?
Yep.
Yeah. You went mute for a second.
Oh, sorry. Probably because I was typing.
Yeah.
Um, so now how do I administer? You don't see the poll, do
That.
you?
Yeah, because you're still sharing your screen, but so I
Oh, okay.
yeah. Yeah, so now the poll is posted.
So once we post the poll, do we say like, hey, everybody, we just posted a poll question real quick if you want to go and fill that out so we can see?
Yeah.
But here's my question. So here, let's redo this. I'm gonna go back to my screen sharing, like back to my presentation.
Okay.
So can I have my slide deck up? Do you see it now?
Yeah.
And then can somebody else, so Beth, you try and start a poll.
Okay.
And then Colleen, you tell us if you can see it and then if you can participate.
Okay.
This is where we need all those other people back because we can all see all of this, and I don't know what the polls look like. Um, to
Okay.
people, you know what I mean?
Well,
So
maybe after we're done kind of playing around with this, like we can do another quick practice with just like one participant
sure.
I'm
so
gonna
that we're
text.
not taking
I'm gonna
everybody's.
text. I'll text Dana really quick and see if she can hop back on.
Okay. Okay.
Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Um, how did you start the poll?
I went to the poll button and then I said like poll on the fly. And then I typed in
I
my
did that.
question. I
Oh,
added
good.
3 responses. And then I hit start. And then I said make results available at the end. And then I hit start poll.
Let's go at the end. See, you already have a poll started. Hold on, I might need to start a new one.
I might, oh, you know what? I probably need to end it. Let me end it. Okay. I'm going to reset it now.
Okay. Oh,
Now,
okay, perfect.
now the poll should be clear. So let me go back to my, okay.
Okay, so I started one. Oh wait. But I don't see mine the way that I saw yours. Maybe that's because I didn't do this. There it is. Okay.
Okay, so let's hang tight and see if maybe Dana is, because now I can't see anything. I'm still just seeing my presentation deck, and that's all.
Yeah.
Colleen, can you see the poll that I started?
Yeah, you asked if I've toured a school.
Well, I went along with the slide that was up.
I just feel like now I feel like there's a lot of pressure. I haven't toured any schools.
Well, clearly Fiona is just gonna have to be
She's
homeschooled.
gonna have to like just live in the cave with wolves.
She might be better off. I mean,
She might. So Dee Dee's gonna hop back on.
okay.
Um, Here's the thing. So when I see it, it's it's not the poll didn't pop up in the chat. It popped
Yep.
up in the polls.
Oh, so you had to like go hunting for it, in other words?
Yeah,
Well, it's
well, I mean, it's the next bar. It's the next option next to chat. So yeah, we would have to say it would be nice if these polls like embedded into the chat.
yes.
Okay, so Dee Dee's back on. Hey, Dee Dee.
Hi, Dee Dee.
Dee Dee, do you see a poll that Beth posted anywhere in your chat feature?
Give her 2 minutes.
I'm I know it's like crickets. Hey, Melanie, I'm still getting schools asking if they can come to school fair.
Well, you know what?
I know. It's just it's a crazy question at this point. Um,
Sorry, I
oh, I
didn't.
see. You sent it to her. Okay, so she can't see the poll. So yeah, see if she can see it um, by clicking the tab.
Okay, moderator Beth, give her verbal directions.
All right,
Okay, Dana's back on too, so we have Dana.
ladies, we are trying to figure out the poll feature, and yeah, there's definitely a delay. So we're trying to figure out how the polls work, and Dee Dee said that it is not embedded in the message. So from the admin side, there are like tabs at the top. Do you guys see a poll tab?
We'll wait 2 minutes for you to answer.
Dana says she can't see the poll, but like, is there a tab at the top of the screen that says polls that you can click on? There must be something there because BJ was asking questions about the polls and the pop-ups.
Yeah.
I mean, are they still seeing my screen?
Do you guys still see Melanie's screen
The slide deck?
that says school tours and open houses, which directly relates to my poll question? And we'll wait 2 minutes. Yeah, because Melanie, should I keep checking on the poll tab too? I keep clicking it, but there's nothing there.
Start it? Did you start the poll?
I did. It's public. Hold on.
Oh, you know why? Hold on. Oh, I see. Okay. I voted.
All right, so I also have voted.
I think
Yeah, they're not seeing the poll.
hit the button that says make results public at the end of the poll.
I clicked it. tabs we can click on at the top are chat, polls, right. So click on, good. On,
Oh, Dana says the poll tab says no active running polls. Yeah, Dana says no. She says poll tab only says no active poll running at this moment. Yeah, and Dee Dee said the same thing. So okay, so we need to look into that too.
maybe we're not supposed to vote. You know what I mean?
I don't know if that would matter.
I'm gonna post a new question. All right, I have just started a new poll. Um,
Is the presentation still showing
yes, but in
preview mode?
yes.
Okay. Now is it back up?
No, it's still in preview mode.
Okay, give it just a second.
Okay.
Oh, so Dee Dee sees it.
Oh, yay! Now the poll tab is completely blank and doesn't even say no active polls running at this moment. Okay, so Dee Dee sees the poll.
Dana doesn't.
All right.
It might be a connection thing. Grumble.
I mean, I don't want to like belabor it more than we need to, but like it's really cool when it works.
Sure.
You know, like I
Yeah.
think it really adds some interaction that would otherwise be lacking in this type of presentation.
Right. But I don't know if we need to, I mean, like, I'm glad that the chat feature works pretty well. So if you can't run polls during it, I don't know that that's, and again, Dee Dee could see it.
Well, maybe we can play around with it.
And Dee Dee said she's still seeing the sticky at the top that says, "Can you hear us?" Oh, wait, maybe not. Hold on.
Is the presentation back up in full screen?
No, it's still in preview.
Oh, because I'm back. Oops. Okay, hold on. Now?
Now you're just a throbbing head again.
Okay, I need to screen share again. Hold on, sorry. Uh-oh.
Oh no, not that screen.
Okay, shit. What did I do? No.
Thanks, Edie.
There you go.
Woo!
Okay.
Okay.
School options? Yes.
Yes.
Exceptions for preschool?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, you know what? I think this is stuff that's good to know to look into and see what I can learn about making it smoother.
All right, we'll work on troubleshooting the polls because I agree it would be like cool if we can get it to work. But if it's going to add complication, we'll work with what we've got.
Okay. That's good. So I think we're in a good place.
Okay.
All right.
Colleen, anything else? I mean, just from your like learning perspective, was there anything else that we needed to know or any other bells or whistles that we should investigate further?
Well, it's not, I mean, the draw feature is maybe a good thing for presenter to know about, which is not working for some reason. But that's like when they can, click it and then use it to sort of highlight things that they're talking about on their slide. But I don't know why it's not working, so I need to troubleshoot the draw feature.
And I feel like if that's like a nice to have, not a need to have, in my
Yeah.
opinion.
I mean, the biggest thing, and I told Beth this already, the presenter has to be working from a Google account.
Yep.
So that's like sort of the biggest.
Well, and then when we log off tonight,
Yeah.
seeing what happens with like the replay.
Yeah, so this is connected to the NPN YouTube account. So it's being recorded into the YouTube account right now. So I'll go there and see, what that all looks like.
Okay. Yeah, so it's just automatic, like it's just gonna live there.
Yeah. I mean, yes. Yeah. Because when I was fussing with this and trying to figure it out, I was like recording myself, and then when I go to the NPN YouTube account, there's like a video of me, like just sitting there doing it. So I need to, I'll check it again and make sure that this recorded there.
Okay, so obviously we'll delete this version.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
However, like after the event, we can take that YouTube link and we can put it, like we can make a blog post with
Yeah, we can share it for sure.
just tidbits from her presentation.
Oh, really quickly, for some reason, Dee Dee and Dana are both saying that our pictures, which are in the bottom right hand of the screen, which is weird anyway, that those pictures are blocking. They think it might be blocking part of the screen. I don't see that on my computer. I think that the entire slide is above it. But I could see what they might see. They're saying, like Dana said, that I would let you know in case any of the slides have text at the bottom, they may be blocked by the pictures. But I don't think that they are. I think that, hold on, what is the last?
Okay, so let me go to a slide that has, okay. This slide right now that we're on, Magnet, Open Enrollment, Acceptances, and Waitlist, is a pretty full slide.
Hold on. So what's the last thing you guys are reading on the bottom? Because Dee Dee said the same thing, that the bottom right hand of the screen, if there were a panel of admins, like a group of speakers, then the entire bottom of the screen might be blocked by everyone's photos. But again, the bottom thing that I see on my screen is waitlist can move you through the summer and into the school year. So
yeah, that's what I see too.
Which I imagine is the bottom of the slide. I think that because the black is slightly different on where the pictures are and where the slide is, which I think is intentional. Like, do you see what I mean?
Yeah, I see what you mean.
I don't know if there is just a ridiculous delay on the chat feature or if Dee Dee and Dana left before I said, please don't leave yet. Oh, there you go. Dana says the last thing she says is the exceptions for preschool is okay, but I can only read waitlist move through. That's the bottom of the slide.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's fine.
Okay, so we're okay, or?
No, that is because Dana says the last thing she can read is waitlist can move through the summer and into the school year. Oh, she said, well, I guess she says into the, and then there's ... I don't know if that means that.
Yeah, I'm wondering if she's not seeing past the TH.
Got it. Okay.
Oh,
I guess Beth.
Here too. Oh, Dina says she can read the word year on the last line. Hold on a second. Waitlist can move through the summer and into, and then, so they're actually having it cut off at a really weird spot because.
It's the whole bottom right corner, essentially.
Yeah.
So
theirs is formatted differently than mine.
We just need to make sure that there's no text over there.
Okay.
Like Got the presentation from Kim.
You know what? Before we decide to do that, give me some time to work with this software a little bit more. And see if there's an easier way to share the PowerPoints. Like I feel like there has to be another way.
I'm sure that there is, Colleen. It's just a question of who do we want to give that functionality to? If the presenter is not clicking their own slides.
No, I think the presenter should definitely click their own slides. I just think for some reason, so I had looked there. So to learn this stuff, it takes like all these videos, and I feel like in the videos there was some specific way you can share PowerPoint. I'm wondering if maybe I missed that we're not doing that correctly, or maybe, and if we are, then we'll just have to make sure to tell the presenters to keep their, to know that it might get cut off at the bottom right-hand corner.
Okay.
Or to let her, I mean, again, like Melanie was saying, that we need to make sure that that the slides are a little bit shorter, because again, Dee Dee said, like, several times, if there's more than 3 of us, then that whole last bullet point would be lost on her computer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I gotcha.
So it's formatted differently than it is on my computer, and Dee Dee's on a Mac also.
Yeah.
Well, and what we can do, like we'll obviously review Kim's presentation that she sends us for like number of words on the slide. Like what you guys see now is pretty wordy, and a best practice would probably be not to exceed, like 4 bullet points of like 2 lines apiece.
Yeah.
Right. It totally fit.
And going forward, like we can tweak our template to just be more specific and give future presenters a little bit more guidance on how many words we're actually looking for.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I feel like the software is so clunky.
Yeah.
Well, it's a good jumping off point.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I think we can make it work. Okay, so let's see. When are we doing a practice with this actual speaker?
I hadn't set up a date with her yet. We have.
Are you looking at your paper calendar?
I am. In fact, I'm looking at the paper calendar that's specific to just programming. You can make fun of me all you want. I mean, we can do. I'll get in touch with her, and I'd like to do it at least partially at some point early next week if we can.
Yeah.
Like Monday or Tuesday, since it's on the 29th, I'd like to do a dry run again with our staff as the commenters, so we can see what's going on, and so that they can be commenting on what they're seeing, because what they're seeing is very different than what the admin is seeing.
Yeah.
So if we can do it, I'll send Kim an email and see if she wants to do it. And again, like, it does not need to be her entire PowerPoint, but just to go through, 3 or 4 slides and kind of get the feel for her to feel how it's going to go, and to do it with a mock audience. And then if she wants to go through the entire thing with just the admin, once we've done it with some people watching, we can do that later.
I'm available next week with the exception of Monday. I can't do Monday.
Okay.
Night I'm talking about.
Right.
I could do Tuesday or Wednesday. I have a school thing on Thursday.
I
So
can't do Thursday, so that's fine. Why don't we aim for the 21st or the 22nd, and I'm going to hope that she can do the 21st, because the earlier for this, I feel like the earlier we can do this, the better.
Okay.
Hmm.
I mean, my
Uh,
recommendation would be let's like continue to troubleshoot, and if we need to snag some team members to do a couple more practice drills, let's do that before we get on with Kim.
okay.
And when we get on with Kim, let's plan like an hour and a half. I would have her kind of zip through her whole presentation. I mean, she doesn't have to do it verbatim, but I don't know. I mean, to the extent that she wants to do a full practice run, I kind of think that we should do a bit of a dress rehearsal. What are your
Okay.
guys' thoughts on that? Is that overkill?
I don't
Well,
think personally, I don't think it is, and she knows this is the first time that we're using the technology as well. I was very candid with her about it, and I told her that we were going to do test runs, with just our staff, and that we were going to do a test run with her as well. So she knows that we haven't used this yet. So I think that she's probably going to be more than happy to go through the entire thing, make sure that all the slides are visible to all the people. Um, figure out how that delay functions for her. Is there a way that we can get rid of these pictures that are at the bottom, or
that's something I can look into between now and then.
yeah? Because I feel like those are kind of unnecessary and a little bit awkward. But
Another thing too, Beth, is she might have to have a Google Plus account. Like she might have to be on Google Plus.
Dee Dee,
No, the
The
Kim.
center.
right?
Uh,
Well, I mean, as far as I know, she hasn't gotten back to me. Did she get back to me yet? Because I told her that she had to have a Google. We needed her to have a Gmail account. And I've not heard back from her regarding that yet.
I would guess we would have to take that one step further, and she'd have to be on Google Plus.
Is
Um,
that, I mean, once you have your Gmail account, you can set up the Google Plus account really
Correct.
easily within it, right?
Right. So, I mean, like, if we can't make the photos go away,
Mhm.
like, she would want a headshot there.
As opposed to a picture of her family at the Cubs game.
Well, as opposed to just like a blank talking bubble.
Because right now your headshot is not there for some reason. I don't know why. Oh, because you're the presenter. That's
Oh,
weird. I think it's because you're the presenter. That's got to be what that's about.
that is weird.
Do you see what I'm saying? What I'm talking about?
I understand what you're saying. I can't see anything except my.
Okay.
Um, okay, well, we'll continue. I don't know, like, Colleen, anything else from your end? I mean, I think we just continue to troubleshoot a little bit. Reach out to people between now and next week to test out a few different methods. Maybe grab one or two people for the run through with Kim. But otherwise, I think doing a practice run with the four of us should be pretty solid.
Yeah,
I feel like we need a couple people to be there, even if they're doing something else while they're sitting and watching it, just because like I didn't see that the text was being cut off of the slide. So I feel like we need somebody who's outside the admin team
Yeah.
to be watching this go. I know the
Well,
syntax on that is wrong.
I can be outside the admin team.
yeah, you
I
can
guess
be.
that's true, and you can
Yeah.
we can just have you on the
Yeah.
phone.
Yeah,
That's
there is no reason for me to be in admin view for that run through.
okay, perfect.
So I can just be a super spectator.
No,
That's
that'd be. I just want to make sure we have somebody
Yeah.
who's watching from the outside who doesn't see it the way that we're.
Yep.
All
So,
right.
so I'm just going to work on just troubleshooting this stuff and see if I can make the software run a little bit more smoothly.
Mhm.
All right. I will shoot Kim an email and see if she is free on the 21st to do a run through. And I will see if I can snag a babysitter so we can start this a little bit earlier if we're talking about, putting aside an hour and a half to do this. So
Wait, you're getting a babysitter to do a webinar from your house?
if we're starting earlier than 8:30, yeah.
Um,
What will they do?
yeah,
Well, I mean, they
but
need to.
we don't need to start earlier than 8:30. We can go 8:30 to
Okay.
9.
Yeah, that's fine.
And
Okay.
yeah, that's fine.
You were saying to set aside like an hour and a half. I don't know if
Well,
that's, you know.
okay, so set aside 60 to 70 minutes instead
Okay,
of,
that's fine.
Yeah, I think that'll be good.
yeah.
All right, cool. Well, this is a good place to start, and I will work on troubleshooting some of this stuff.
Okay. And so then when we end it, like the presenter would just leave their screen up. Like let's hold on. Um, oops, sorry. So I would just get to like my Q&A, if you thank you so much
Hmm.
for joining us this evening. If you do have any questions, please contact us. And then we would hand it back over to Beth. She would do like an exit script.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
And I would just have those written out like word for word and just read them literally. Um, and then we would say, thank you everyone for coming. And then Colleen, is there like a master like hang up button that you hit?
Um,
Or do you move it back over to like the green room?
yeah, I would at the let's see. There's a
Let's see
place.
what happens. Is anybody else still on? Are Dee Dee or Dana still on?
I'm not sure. Do you want me to find out?
See
I
if
don't.
they're still on and see what happens if you switch it back over to the green room view. Like maybe they start to hear music or something.
Hold on, I
Um,
asked if they're still on. I just have to wait and see if anybody actually responds. Dee Dee's still there. She's multitasking. All right, what do you want to see?
I just have her hang tight and then we want to know what's going to happen when we like end it basically. So we're going to I think you move it back to the green room.
yeah, there's let me see. There's a way to stop recording, and I need to. Here we go. No, that's not it.
I have them shoot us an email to let what happened after it disconnects them.
Great.
I I mean, I don't. I don't see where. Oh, here. So there's a button that says stop broadcast. So I'm going to hit that button and then, they can let us know what happened. Well, I think what will happen is like it'll just be over. So do you want me to?
It most likely will, but they should probably hear like hold music. So just go ahead and hit it.
Okay.